In Larry Niven's known space universe, by the time humanity had taken over the entirety of the solar system, violent crime had basically been eradicated. Very rarely a violent crime still did happen, but the criminal was treated as having a mental problem and was treated accordingly. If someone had a violent tendency like schizophrenia, they were medicated, closely monitored, and not allowed a birth license. Between this and the fact that the death penalty was given for almost every crime on Earth for a long period of time, as well as on Planet Plateau, almost all violent tendencies were bred out of humanity. And so after several decades of peace, humanity collectively thought that if there was other life out in the universe, then it would most likely have had to have done the same. No violent race could achieve an interplanetary empire when any unstable individual in a spaceship could take out an entire city. One irrationally angry person in a colony on Mars could blow a hole in the habitat and kill everyone, which is something that did actually happen. When technology got advanced enough, and when you were living in habitats precarious enough, anyone had the potential to wipe out entire worlds. Violent tendencies must be stamped out. Wars must be a thing of the past. The price for even a small conflict would be far too high. So when humanity got its first alien visitor from another star, the human ship the aliens approached did not run. They were halfway between their origin on Earth and their destination on We Made It, and they were not scared of death, for they didn't believe it was truly a possibility. They were more worried about being bad ambassadors to humanity and embarrassing us, so they turned off their ship's drive and waited as the alien ship approached, practicing what they would say. Not that they could outrun this ship anyway. Their maximum acceleration was 0.05 Gs, while the alien vessel had matched course with them by performing a maneuver of over 200 Gs, far beyond what anything humanity had created was capable of.
I'm sure they saw us coming. You see that ring, sir?
Of course I see it.
It was rotating when we first picked them up. It stopped when we got within 200,000 miles, and it hasn't moved since.
The captain flicked his tail back and forth, gently, thoughtfully, like a pink lash.
You worry me. If they know we're here, why haven't they tried to get away? Are they so sure they can beat us? Should we be running?
No, sir. I don't know why they are still here, but they can't have anything to be confident about. That's one of the most primitive spacecraft I have ever seen. The outer shell is an iron alloy. The rotating ring is a method of imitating gravity by using centripetal force, so they don't have the gravity planar. In fact, they're probably using a reaction drive.
But we're light years from the nearest star.
They must have a better reaction drive than we ever developed. We had the gravity planar before we needed one that good.
Enter.
Sir, we have all weapons trained on the enemy.
Good. AT, how sure are you that they aren't a threat to us?
I don't see how they could be, sir.
Good. Weapons. Keep all your guns ready to fire, but don't use them unless I give the order. I'll have the ears of the man who destroys that ship without orders. I want to take it intact. Wake the telepath.
I've got them, sir.
How do they power their ship?
It's a light pressure drive powered by incomplete hydrogen fusion. They use an electromagnetic ram scoop to get their hydrogen from space.
Clever. Can they get away?
No. Their drive is idle and ready to go, but it's pitifully weak.
What kind of weapons do they have?
Nothing. They don't even have knives or clubs aboard. No, wait. They have kitchen knives, but that's all they are used for. They don't fight.
They don't fight?
No, sir. And they don't expect us to either. They are waiting for us to talk to them.
What? Why? Never mind, it's not important. Can they be killed by heat?
Yes, sir.
Weapons. Use the inductor on the enemy ship.
This heated up all the metal on the ship, which included its hull. This made the interior begin to heat up. And finally, the humans realized the plight they were actually in. Even their jewelry and one crew member's hearing aid began to heat up, and they were forced to discard them. They were under attack. They were about to be cooked like turkeys in an oven, and they had no weapons to fight back with. But one crew member knew what to do. He made a desperate dash for the pilot's chair, and he began to turn the ship away from the enemy, and turned on the photonic drive's pathetic 0.05 Gs of thrust.
It will take longer to heat the crew carrying section. They'll have temperature control there.
That's all right. When you think they should all be dead, wake up the telepath and have them check. You know, if they hadn't been so completely helpless, I wouldn't have tried this slow method. I'd have cut the ring free of the motor section first. Maybe I should have done that anyway. Safer.
Sir, they couldn't have any big weapons. There isn't room. With a reaction drive, the motor and the fuel tank take up most of the available space.
The other ship began to turn away from its tormentor. Its drive-in glowed red.
They're trying to get away,
The captain said as the glowing end swung towards them.
Are you sure they can't?
Yes, sir. That light drive won't take them anywhere.
What would happen if the light hit our ship?
Just a bright light, I think. The lens is flat, so it must be emitting a very wide beam. They'd need a parabolic reflector to be dangerous. Unless
what?
a laser. But that's all right, sir. They don't have any weapons.
Stupid. They don't know weapons from Ston.blood. Weapons officer. How could a telepath find out what they don't know? Weapons officer.
Here, sir.
Burn away.
An awful light shone in the control dome. The captain burst into flame, then blew out as the air left through a glowing split in the dome. And with that, the first of many man-Kzin conflicts ended. The Kzinti vessel was sliced apart, and the humans explored the wreckage, realizing how heavily armed it was. This ended the 300 years of peace humanity had experienced. Now, we were once again forced back onto the path of war. For now we knew that there were most likely other forces out there as well, or else why be so heavily armed in the first place? Our galactic childhood had ended, and now it was time to fight for our place in the galaxy, or be enslaved. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you staying this long, and since you did, hopefully that means you like my channel. So I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe, so I can see you back here for the next one. Take care.